Okay, who knows what this is? Anyone know what this is? What is this?
It's an old camera?
It's an old camera, yeah, it's a very old camera, and it was dated in the 1950s. Do you think this would be a good camera to take a selfie with? No, I know, you laugh. It would not be a good camera to take a selfie with. What do we use to take selfies with now? What do we use? Cell phones, exactly, we use cell phones. Well, when I see a selfie, I'm reminded that this is a picture of a person at a certain moment in their life. And we can take different selfies at different times in our life, and they'll reflect our dreams and our goals during that time. Pictures have a way of doing that. They're a window into our world. A picture means I know where I was every minute. That's why I take pictures. It's a visual diary. When I was 6 years old, I wanted to marry Santa Claus. That was my dream at 6 years old. I was ready to kick Mrs. Claus out and move to the North Pole. Now, as I grew up, my dreams became a bit more realistic. In 6th grade, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I loved animals and I was passionate about them, and that's what I wanted to be until I entered high school. And in high school, I started working with students, and I also taught swim lessons in the summer, and my picture began to change. I began to think, how can I make a difference in children's lives? Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. And that's exactly what I did. I made a different choice, which ultimately led me down a different path to what I wanted to do. So, as I approached college and I was entering SMSU, I was wanting to be a child psychologist. In fact, I was 100% sure that I was going to be a child psychologist. I was taking psychology classes, and I was teaching swimming and swim classes to students in the summer. And I was sure that that's what I wanted to be until I entered the classroom of Dr. Dale Ali. Now, Dr. Dale Ali was this teacher that taught educational philosophy. And philosophy was not a class that I was wanting to take. In fact, I was dreading it. I could say right now that I was scared of taking philosophy. I heard really bad stories about it. So as I entered his classroom with fear, I wasn't expecting very much. But everything changed for me when I entered his classroom. Dr. Dale was this teacher that made learning come alive. He loved teaching, and you could see it as he stood on desks to lecture, he stood on desks to lecture, as he made connections with students, as he learned about his students, as he told funny stories about himself. He loved learning, and therefore he made learning fun and the boring subject of philosophy fun for me. So right then and there, my picture changed. I knew without a doubt that I was going to be a teacher. I was going to be a teacher that makes learning fun. I was going to be a teacher that pushes students to be the best that they can be. I was going to be a teacher that makes connections with students. So for the next 2 years or more, I worked hard to make my dream a reality. And it was hard work. I studied. I wrote papers. I created lesson plans. I had lots and lots of homework. But I persisted because I had finally found my dream and my picture of what I wanted my life to be like. Obstacles can't stop you. Problems can't stop you. Most of all, other people can't stop you. The only one who stops you is yourself. And there were times that I didn't want to keep going, that I wanted to stop. I didn't want to keep doing the homework. I struggled in math in high school and college, and there were times that I just wanted to quit. But I knew that, the only one stopping me was me, so I had to keep going. Now, I'm not here to persuade you to go into teaching. That is my picture, and it may not be yours, But I want you to start thinking right now, what is your goal? What is your dream? Your dreams may change like mine did from childhood to college, but really working towards a goal or a dream can really make your dreams become a reality. Life is like a camera. Focus on what's important, capture the good times, develop from the negatives, and if things don't work out, take another shot. And just as my picture changed from childhood to adulthood, your picture is going to change. I took a picture when I was in elementary school and I wanted to marry Santa Claus. And I took another picture when I was in 6th grade, another one in high school, and even another one when I was in college. So don't be afraid to take many pictures as you find the passion and picture of your life. So I graduated from college, you'd be happy to hear, and I began my first year of teaching. And that's a picture of me, my first day of my first year with my first class. Now these were the 80s. So you'll notice the big 80s hair. And I don't know what I was thinking wearing that outfit, but I guess I thought it was really cool right there. So I went in my classroom I was just so excited. And I was wanting something in my classroom to symbolize what learning and my classroom was going to be like. So I chose a cast iron bathtub. You can see a little bit of it right there. And there's a bigger picture of it. Now, a cast iron bathtub may seem a strange symbol for a teacher, but it isn't when you know me. I chose a cast iron bathtub because a bathtub is sturdy and secure, and that's a feeling that I want my students to have as they enter my classroom, a feeling of security. The tub is painted red to represent that learning is fun, and I really feel that as a teacher, I want to make the things that I teach to my students fun and exciting. I think they'll learn more. And the tub is padded with pillows to make it a comfortable place to read. And that's exactly the feeling that I want my students to have as they enter the classroom, a safe place where a family of students can learn and grow together. So, my room is ready. And I was so excited to begin my first year of teaching. Let me tell you, I could not wait to begin my first year. I couldn't sleep. I could not, for days or weeks before, thinking about how I was going to inspire my students on the first day of school. Now, I had thought about this for a long time. How was I going to inspire my students? How was I going to motivate them on that very first day of school? You have to remember, this was the first day of school. And what do we do on the first day of school? We go over the rules of recess and the rules of the classroom. But I didn't care. I was going to make those rules so inspiring for my students. They were just going to go home after that first day and just their lives were going to be changed. So I was up there talking to my little class of 3rd graders, and we were going over the handbook, and I was trying to make it as inspiring as possible when suddenly a fly, yes, a fly, flew right into my mouth. Now my first thought was, did the students just see this? I was sure they hadn't because no one had reacted. My second dilemma was, do I spit the fly out and cause a big scene, or do I keep on going and swallow the fly? Well, I'm not going to keep you on the edge of your seats. I swallowed the fly, just like any good teacher would do, and I kept on going with my lesson. And I'm here to prove that you can swallow a fly and still survive the things that teachers will do for their students, let me tell you. So my first year was filled with so many adventures in teaching, but as I continued to teach, my picture grew into my passion. And after 29 years, it is still my passion. It's really what I was meant to do. It is my picture, and it's really what defines me. When I think of me, I think of teacher. I love, with capital letters, I love what I do. I can't wait to get up in the morning and teach my students. And I want my classroom to be a haven where students love to come and students love to learn. That's my picture. And I know that anyone who is successful must have dreamed something That's a quote from Mary Englebright, and she's right. Now, I want you to think, what is your success? What is your dreams? How are you going to reach your success? What is your goal in 5 years, 10 years, or even 29 years, like myself? I want you to go home tonight, and I want you to look at a selfie of yourself. And you're going to be reminded of your goals and dreams this year. And as your goals and dreams change or become clearer, you're going to find out what makes you, you. One of my favorite quotes, and it hangs in my classroom. It reminds me of my ultimate goal. I guess you could say that I have a picture hanging in my classroom of my ultimate goal. Make a difference. One candle may light 1,000. Think about that. Make a difference. One candle may light 1,000. Every day, I strive to make a difference in my students' lives and light candles. And I challenge you to do the same as you find the purpose and picture of your life. May your picture light 1,000 candles.